Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I am really behind on my reviews. I got COVID flying back home from France, and then when I started feeling better, I went into a vertigo spin that put me in bed for a few days. So I apologize. But just as a reminder, if I'm not posting on YouTube, you can still go onto my moviereviewmom.com website because sometimes I can manage to sit at my computer and post my written reviews long before I have the energy to film. All right, so thank you so much for your patience. The movie I'm reviewing today is called Sitting in Bars with Cake. This BFF comedy slash dramedy was released on September 8th, 2023 online. So the movie is rated PG-13 and is 2 hours long. It's a pretty long film. My movie review mom grade is, drum roll, a B plus. I actually really enjoyed it. Let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I really liked as well as did not like. And then I'll offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you're also really going to like if you like this one, or vice versa. If you like those, you'll like this one. All right, so in a nutshell, the film is based on the real life cookbook called Sitting in Bars with Cake by Audrey Schulman. It's inspired by true events, and it follows best friends Jane, played beautifully by Yara Shahidi, and Corinne, who's played by Odessa Ezion, navigating life in Los Angeles in their 20s as two single girls. Corinne, the ultimate extrovert, convinces her extremely talented home baker best friend, Jane, to commit to a year of baking cakes and bringing them into bars with the goal of meeting people and developing confidence, which they call cake barring. Specifically, they're looking for a guy for her to date. During their year of cake barring, Corinne receives a life-altering diagnosis, and the pair face a challenge unlike anything that they've ever experienced before. Sitting in Bars with Cake isn't only a madcap joyride through some of LA's most colorful watering holes, it's a moving celebration of female friendship, forging identity, and finding joy in the most unexpected places. All right, so there were a lot of things I liked about this film. First of all, as I mentioned, Yahara Shahidi and Odessa Ezion really knocked it out of the park in their roles in this movie. Well done, ladies. I really enjoyed both characters and loved their opposites attract friendship. The characters were very well defined, and we also got to see a lot of personal growth for both of them. And then there is Bette Midler. Yes, I just wish we could have heard the divine Miss M sing in this movie. She could have sung the closing song or in a bar or something. How do you have her in a film and not have her sing? Well, I know it's done often, but still, it would have been fun to have her. Corinne's parents in the film are hilarious and played by Ron Livingston and Martha Kelly. Their characters are also so clearly defined, and they offer a nice balance to the other characters in the film. I always look for that, obviously, because I keep talking about it. But in a film like this, I want to see the push and pull of that dynamic. There's a pop-in soundtrack, which is appropriate since several characters work in the music business in the story. You are going to get hungry for some cake while you watch this. Cake. Now, I did not watch the trailer, so I was a little worried that the whole movie would be just about trampy girls hooking up with guys that they met in bars. But this movie, it does have some of that, but this movie is so much deeper and better than that. And yes, you will cry. Get your tissues ready. At the very end of the movie, we get to see photos of the real people that this movie is about. I always love that. It was entertaining to see which funky outfit Odessa Ezion's character would wear next. Ultimately, the characters shine, the story is full of heart and important lessons, along with some humor and fun, interesting ideas. Now, with all of that praise, there were just a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done differently or better. For example, it's annoying that all of Jane's friends get so excited and congratulate Jane for making out with a complete stranger in a bar. So here's my movie review mom advice. Girls, get new friends if the ones that you have encourage you to be a trampy slut. I just think, you don't have to make out with a stranger. How about talk? How about get to know them? Sure, there might be chemistry. Some of these people just jump in the sack, the first night they meet somebody. Obviously, that's not my style. Now, I never had daughters, but I definitely would have taught them that. I taught my sons that, of course. So they're girls. If you're looking for good guys, there are good guys out there that don't expect you to hop in the sack on the first date or the second date or the third date and so on. Anyway, that's the movie review mom in me coming out. So the film is advertised as a rom-com, but I wouldn't really call it that. As I said, girls hook up with guys and break up, and that's not really romance to me, and it's not really about the romance. It's the process of being brave enough and courageous in bars to go up to strangers and start conversations. And that was much more meaningful than any romance. And there are a couple of relationships, but that's not the focus of the movie at all. So be prepared for a switch in tone from lighthearted fun in bars to a serious drama. Spoiler alert, it doesn't make sense that Jane brought cakes to bars in order to meet a nice guy, because when she does find a nice guy, she breaks up with him so that she can continue to bake cakes so she can meet a nice guy. You following that? Now, I'm sure in real life there was a lot more to it than that, but in the movie it kind of flowed like that. And then finally, if you hadn't seen the trailer or knew nothing about the film, you might assume that the movie was about a lesbian relationship based on the movie poster alone. And it's not, just to give you a heads up. This is truly just female friendship, roommate type of deal. All right, so let me give you some tips for parents. There's a lot of alcohol because there's a lot of scenes in bars. There is profanity, including one F-bomb. People get high on weed. There is some crude humor and situations. There's talk of an inappropriate photo on a cell phone that has a certain name. You probably know that name I'm referring to. There's an LGBTQ flag that's featured many times. The camera really zooms in, even though the characters aren't in that community. Obviously, the filmmakers thought that that was important to share. And then there are single people who sleep together. We don't see anything though, and they are heterosexual couples. So just saying. Some of the themes that are illustrated very well are friendship, community support, anxiety, baking, cancer, hope, to love and be loved, and finding your unique magic in the world. Now, whenever I watch movies, I take notes and I write down funny lines and interesting lines just so I can share them with you, so you can get a taste and a flavor, cake pun intended, for the dialogue and the script writing. So I won't share them all here. You can find them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share a few of them with you. So this girl, Jane, spends all this time and attention to detail baking these beautiful, delicious cakes. So she presents this cake to her roommate's boyfriend, and she's like, oh, what do you think? And he's like, looks good. And she says, thanks. Quality feedback, right? And then Alex is another character played by Charlie Morgan Patton. So Alex is a character who works with one of the roommates, and they're talking about, this great idea and how are you going to present it to the boss. So Alex says, you're going to give your golden ideas to Benita, and then you'll find them in the garbage covered in keto dressing and contempt. I just thought that was a funny line. Now, Corinne, I don't know if it's Corinne, however you pronounce it. I can't even remember now how they said it in the movie. But anyway, she's talking to her roommate and she says, for the sake of our relationship, I can't see your bare feet anymore. And I just thought that was kind of funny. Then in another conversation, Jane is talking to Corinne, and Jane says, you're the most amazing person I've ever known. And Corinne says, duh. And that just made me laugh. All right, so now let me give you some recommendations for some other films I instantly thought of as I was watching this. The first one is a film back in 2012 called The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Now, that movie is also based on a best-selling novel, and it reminded me of just these young single kids trying to figure out who they are and where they fit into the world, their relationships within each other, and their community and that kind of stuff. There's some humor, some drama. I just thought of that one. Another one is called Simon Birch. Same type of dynamic. That one's even older, 1998, but it's a good one. Another film is called Dedication. It's from 2007. And some of these films involve some health crises, death, death kind of relationships and scenarios. And then the last one is called Words on Bathroom Walls. Anyway, I enjoyed all of those, and they had elements that we can see in this movie, sitting in bars with cake. So I think that you'll like those. Comment down below if you watch any of them. And by the way, in the description below are links to all of these movies. Some of them are free on Amazon Prime or Netflix, for example, and you can quickly find them with those links. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.